Hello everyone, this is V and welcome to my latest experiment regarding hidden attributes in Football Manager. Today we are going to talk about importance of important matches. So let me explain how this experiment is going to work. First, I've picked Real Madrid because they play the most games in Football Manager. They are in all major competitions and they have potentially the most cup finals. So in other words, they can potentially play in the most important matches. So that's why they are my choice. Second, the only two changes I made in the database are putting their consistency to 10 because 10 is somewhat average, and their injury proneness to 1, so to reduce the risk of them getting injured and thus ruining this experiment. But the only variable attributes I've edited is their important matches. For this first experiment, I put their important matches to 1. So as you can see, we are going to go to Benzema, and when we go to edit attributes, we can see injury proneness to 1 and important matches to 1 and consistency to 10, which means he'll dread playing in the big matches. But as we are going to simulate this first season, we are going to see just how much they are playing bad or they are playing well in big matches, and does important matches even matter. So let's simulate, and after that we're going to see the stats. And we are done with the simulation of the first season. So let's jump to the result and see what happened. So Real Madrid won the league. Well, I mean, that doesn't really matter because in the league you mostly want consistent player, and that's why they probably won the league. But let's go to their schedule. My understanding of important matches are cup finals, semi-finals maybe. So every important match in the cup competition. And as we can see, they won their first cup game against Eintracht Frankfurt, that was in UEFA Super Cup. They lost in Supercopa de España final against Barcelona. They lost in Copa del Rey against Real Sociedad. They won against the Liverpool in the UEFA Champions League. They won against Atletico Madrid. They won against Tottenham Hotspur in the semi-finals, and they lost against Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League final after extra time. And as you can see, their player ratings are decent, even though they all dread playing in big matches. Okay, let's see if putting important matches to 10 makes Real Madrid win more cup. So let's simulate one more season. Simulation for second season, where every Real Madrid player has 10 important matches, is over. So let's see how they performed. In the league, they are slightly worse than last season. They have 91 points, if I recall correctly. They had 92. Barcelona took the first place, but the thing that matters the most is cup games, because this is important matches challenge. And as we can see, they won their first big game. They lost against Barcelona in Supercopa de España semi-final. They ended up losing against Atletico Madrid in Copa del Rey semi-final. And Milan was better than them in the UEFA Champions League round of 16 on pens. So look at this injury and 2 red cards. Yeah, and Real Madrid got FM'd. Look at this, expected goals 0.43 and Milan scored 3 goals. That's FM for you. But I digress. Rudiger had terrible game. So our Real Madrid team with 1 important matches so far did better than our Real Madrid team with 10 important matches. So will our Real Madrid team with 20 important matches do better or worse? I don't know. Let's find out. We are done with our second to last experiment where every Real Madrid player has 20 important matches. So let's jump to the schedule and see how they perform in cup competitions. And as we can see, they won once again UEFA Super Cup. They won it every year, I think, with 1, 10 or 20 important matches. Let's jump to so they lost to Barcelona 2-3 in Supercopa de España. They lost against Porto in the UEFA Champions League round of 16, but they won in the reverse match. However, they were beaten by Bayern München in quarterfinal. As well, they lost Copa del Rey final against Barcelona. So, do we see any significant difference between cup results when Real Madrid players have important matches set to 1 and where they have important matches set to 20? Once again, this is a bit of a gray area. I don't know. For me, it doesn't really matter. They had their best run in the UEFA Champions League first part of the test when they had important matches set to 1. So yeah, I'm going to do one more test and I'm going to put consistency to 20 and important matches to 1 and see if they can win the Champions League that way. So we can see if consistency is more important than important matches in big games. So I'm going to see you all in a few moments. And here we have our final test, final experiment where every Real Madrid player has 20 consistency and just 1 for important matches. Let's see how they did in cup competitions. And they won UEFA Super Cup, however on pens it wasn't easy. And if we jump down, we see a lot of red results. So they lost in Supercopa de España final against Barcelona. They lost to Valencia in Copa del Rey quarterfinal, and they were eliminated by Bayern München in the round of 16 of UEFA Champions League. So we have quite mixed results when we compare first test, where they had 10 consistency and 1 important matches, and they perform better than now when they have 1 important matches and 20 consistency. So, does important matches matter? Yeah, they do matter, but not as much as we think, not as much as we focused our priorities. Just like the experiment with consistency, the importance of attributes of current ability and potential ability is much more important than hidden attributes, consistency, and especially important matches. So next time you found some Nugent who is amazing but he dreads playing in big matches, do not be afraid, sign him and try him out. Let's see if he can play great in big games, because this experiment has shown that no matter how bad your important matches are, you're probably going to have great chance of still doing well. Alright, that's everything from me for today. I'll catch you up next time. Bye.